Most business owners using YouTube to get clients are doing it completely wrong. They think the key to converting viewers into buyers is to establish authority, show off their success, and make perfect, polished content that demonstrates their expertise. But here's what actually happens when you do that. You repel the exact clients you want to attract. And I know this because I've analyzed hundreds of successful business YouTube channels, and the ones making the most money from their content are doing the complete opposite of what everyone teaches. And in this video I'm gonna show you 6 counterintuitive tactics that turn your YouTube videos into client magnets without ever feeling like you're selling. These aren't the typical add a call to action or make better thumbnail tips you've heard 1,000 times. These are behind the scenes strategies that the highest earning coaches, consultants and service providers use to generate hundreds of qualified calls per month from YouTube alone. Tactic number 1. The authority paradox. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Your ideal clients don't want to hire someone who seems way above them. Think about it from their perspective. If you're a business owner looking for help, do you want to work with someone who feels unreachable and perfect, or do you want to work with someone who clearly knows what they're doing but still feels like a peer? The highest converting YouTube channels in the business space strike what I call the competent but relatable balance. Instead of showing how successful you are, show how thoughtful you are. Instead of displaying your results, display your process. Here's how this looks in practice. When you make a video about scaling a business, don't start with "I've helped hundreds of clients scale to 7 figures." Start with "I used to think scaling was just about doing more of what's working, but I was completely wrong." When you share a strategy, don't say "this system is what made me millions." Say "this is what I wish someone had told me before I made every scaling mistake possible." The difference is massive. The first approach creates distance, while the second one creates connection. Your viewers need to believe you can solve their problem, but they also need to believe you understand their problem. Relatability builds that understanding faster than authority ever will. Tactic number 2. The Trojan horse. This is about disguising your sales content as pure education. Most business owners make the mistake of creating educational content obviously designed to funnel people into their service. Your audience sees right through this. Instead, you want to create content that feels genuinely helpful while secretly building the case for what you offer. Here's the framework. You start off with a problem your ideal client faces. Break down exactly why conventional solutions fail, then walk through the correct approach step by step. But here's the key. The correct approach should happen to align perfectly with your process. For example, let's say you help businesses with their marketing strategy. Don't make a video called "Why you need a marketing consultant." Instead, make a video called "Why most marketing strategies fail and how to fix yours." In that video, you'd explain why most marketing fails because businesses try to do everything at once instead of following a systematic approach. You teach them the systematic approach, and that systematic approach would just happen to be exactly what you do for clients. The viewer walks away feeling educated, not sold to, but you've also demonstrated your process and shown them the value of having someone guide them throughout it. This works because you're not asking them to trust you, you're proving your expertise through the content itself. Tactic number 3. The reverse testimonial. Here's something that will sound backwards. Talking about failures and mistakes builds the same level of trust as showcasing successes. Every business owner has failed at something. Every coach has had strategies that didn't work, but most content creators hide these stories because they think it makes them look dumb and incompetent. They're wrong. Sharing what went wrong, whether it's your own mistakes or just client failures you've had to fix, does 3 powerful things. First, it makes you relatable. Your audience connects with struggle at the same level as success. Second, it demonstrates your problem-solving ability. Showing how you handle things when they go wrong proves real competence. And third, it builds trust through honesty. If you're willing to admit mistakes, your audience believes you're telling the truth about everything else. Here's how to use this. For every success story you share, also share a failure story. When you talk about a strategy that works, also mention why it might not work for certain businesses. When you share a framework, Also, share where you've seen it implemented incorrectly. This approach separates you from every other business YouTuber who only talks about wins. Your audience will remember you as the honest one who actually tells the truth. Tactic number 4, the pattern interrupt. Your audience is used to business content following a predictable pattern: problem, solution, call to action. When you break these patterns, you force people to actually pay attention instead of just mentally checking out. Here are some ways to interrupt the expected flow. You start a video by disagreeing with your own title, making a video called "The Best Marketing Strategy for 2025", then open with "Actually, I think this strategy is overrated, but here's why it might just work for you anyways." Change your opinion mid-video. Start by defending a popular approach, then explaining why you've changed your mind about it. Ask questions that don't have easy answers. Instead of "how to increase your revenue", try "should you even be trying to increase your revenue right now?" The goal isn't to be contrarian for the sake of it. The goal is to make your audience think instead of passively consuming. When people have to actively engage with your ideas, they remember your content longer and develop stronger opinions about your expertise. Tactic number 5, the decision acceleration. Most service providers think they need to nurture leads for months before they're ready to buy, but you can compress this timeline by helping your audience understand the cost of waiting. This isn't about creating fake urgency, it's about helping people see the real opportunity cost of delaying action. Here's how this works. In your content, instead of just explaining how to solve a problem, explain what happens if they don't solve it soon. For example, if you help businesses with their systems, don't just explain how good systems save time. Explain how much time they would lose every month if they operate without proper systems and how that compounds over a year. The key is making waiting feel riskier than acting. Most people delay because taking action feels risky, but when you show them the guaranteed cost of delay, suddenly action feels like the safer choice. And you can also accelerate decisions by demonstrating market timing. Show them why now is uniquely important. Maybe it's because their industry is changing. Maybe it's because their competitors are moving. The goal is to keep them see that the perfect time isn't coming, the good time is now. And tactic number 6, the soft close. The final tactic is about asking for action without sounding like you're selling. While most business owners end their videos with obvious pitches, if you want help with this, book a call with me or check out my program in the description. These direct approaches trigger immediate sales resistance. Your audience's guard goes up the moment they realize you're trying to sell them something. Instead, you want your call to action to feel like a natural extension of the value you just provided. Here's the framework. You position your offer as a helpful suggestion rather than a sales pitch. Instead of "if you want help implementing this, book a call", try "by the way, if you're thinking this sounds like a lot to implement on your own, I actually help businesses set this exact system up. There's a link below if you want to learn more about that." The difference is subtle but powerful. The first approach feels like a pitch, while the second one feels like an additional information. You can also embed call to actions within your content instead of saving them for the end. Where you're explaining a complex strategy, just mention that it's exactly what you help clients implement. This way, your audience learns about your service while they're focused on the content, not while they're deciding whether to click away. So those are the 6 tactics that turn YouTube viewers into clients without feeling salesy. Pick one of these tactics and try it in your next video. Don't try to implement all 6 at once, just pick one that feels most natural for your style and test it out. And if you're thinking, this sounds like a lot to implement while also creating valuable content and managing everything else in my business, I get it. That's exactly why we created the 24/7 YouTube salesperson. We handle everything from ideation to scripting to editing so you can focus on what you do best, serving your clients. If you're a coach, consultant or agency owner and you want to get qualified calls from YouTube with just 2 hours of your time per month, click the first link to book a call and I'll see you on the other side. And if you want to know how to blow up your business with YouTube, click this video here and enjoy.